I'm Ethan, 43 years old. My wife Laura is 40. We've been married for 16 years. We have 2 kids. Our daughter is 14 and our son is 9. Our marriage was rocky in the beginning, but we got through it. We were young when we got married, not the most mature, but we loved each other and believed we could conquer any obstacle. At least, that's what I thought. Maybe it was just wishful thinking. Laura is a manager at a major advertising firm, has been for the past 3 years. I've been in engineering for 7 years. Both of our jobs pay well, and together we've built a really comfortable lifestyle for our family. We were tight-knit, always made time for the kids, no matter how busy we were. I considered myself a good dad and a decent husband. I wasn't perfect, but I did everything I could for this woman, which is why it shook me to my core when I discovered she was having a long-term affair. Let's talk about the discovery. For the last 2 years, Laura had grown distant. She seemed irritated with everything I did. She constantly compared me to her boss, yes, Daniel, her affair partner. I didn't know at the time, but the signs were all there. She'd say things like, "Daniel would have handled this better. Why can't you read my mind like he can? He takes his wife out, makes her feel special. Why can't you be like that?" It hurt. I kept asking her what I could do to improve things, how to spice up our love life, and her answer was always something like, "Don't ask, you should already know." So I did the research, bought books, I tried everything, because I truly thought I was the problem, that I needed to fix myself to fix our marriage. Turns out, it wasn't me doing the fixing. We were close with Daniel and his wife Melissa. Our kids got along. We had barbecues together, game nights, trips to the park. I even confided in Daniel about our marriage problems. He gave good advice. I thought he was a stand-up guy. Until that night, Laura was lying in bed next to me, texting someone. She was giggling, smiling at her phone. I leaned over to peek and she yanked the phone away like I was invading national security. Then she snapped at me. "What are you doing? That's none of your business." She locked herself in the bathroom, and right then, I just knew. There was something else going on. I confronted her the next day. She got furious, denied everything, refused to let me see her phone. Eventually, she gave it to me, but by then, almost every text had been wiped clean. Some conversations made no sense. Others were clearly missing chunks. A month later, I asked a buddy to help check the device. He found some deleted texts, but it turned out she had gotten a second phone, one she barely used. Still, the pieces we recovered were enough to confirm it. She was cheating. With her boss. I didn't confront her immediately. I knew she'd deny it, gaslight, twist it around. I was torn apart inside. All I could think about was the kids, how this would affect them. I even cried in front of my friend. I didn't want to give up on our family. 3 days later, I bought the book, How to Help Your Spouse Heal from an Affair. Yeah, I know, maybe I was naive. I planned to sit down with her that Saturday and talk. Try to work through it. But that weekend, she told me there was a work emergency and not to wait up. I called her office. No answer. They weren't even open on Saturdays. I called her. No answer. She came home around 2 a.m., went straight to the shower. I asked where she'd been. She brushed me off like I was the problem. That night, I didn't give her the book. I realized I was suffering, and she didn't care. At all. In desperation, I reached out to Daniel's wife, Melissa, told her everything. She was just as shocked as I was. She wanted to confront him, but I told her to wait. That he'd probably lie like Laura did. We met up, shared what we had, compared notes, decided to gather more evidence. Turns out, Melissa had it way easier than I did. Daniel didn't even bother deleting his texts. Between his messages and the fragments I had, it was clear. The affair had been going on for 2 years. They met at our homes, at hotels, on business trips. They even sent each other pictures. We refused to look at the pics. We didn't need that burned into our brains. We wanted revenge, but not through another affair. If they wanted each other so badly, they could have each other. So we drafted divorce papers, together, at the same time. They had no idea. And then, we found out about a hotel getaway they'd planned for their next little rendezvous. Perfect. We worked with the sheriff's department. I drove down to the hotel myself. I sat in the lobby as the sheriff handled everything. Laura came down from her room in a bathrobe, clearly panicked when she saw me. The sheriff asked her to confirm her name. She did. She was served. The look on her face? Devastation. I didn't gloat. I didn't say a word. I just turned to leave. She grabbed my arm, demanding to know what was going on. "You had an affair," I said, "and I'm leaving you." Simple. She screamed, cried, told me I had the wrong idea, that it was my fault. The sheriff had to physically step between us. I walked out. Daniel got served too, at home. He panicked, just like Laura. We gave them no time to cover their tracks. We blindsided them, just like they blindsided us. The second therapy session was a mess. Laura was upset, furious even, that I was still in contact with Melissa, Daniel's wife. She was afraid I'd end up having a revenge affair. It was probably the angriest I've ever been through this whole nightmare. We argued hard. She demanded I cut off all contact with Melissa. I refused. Eventually, I promised Laura that I wouldn't have a revenge affair, not because I owed her anything, but because she's still legally my wife until the divorce is finalized. I'm trying to hold true to my values, regardless of what she's done. I've been attending more sessions with her, not to fix the marriage, but to see how sincere her progress is. Yes, the therapist we see does both individual and marriage therapy. No, I'm not doing this because I secretly want to get back together. I just want to witness her effort. And once the divorce is done, I'll walk away gracefully. Melissa is still going through with her divorce from Daniel. He's fighting it, but she's as determined as I am. We talk sometimes, especially on the rough days. There's no affair between us. We're just two betrayed spouses leaning on each other for strength. And she's strong, unapologetically herself. She takes no crap from anyone. The kids are doing okay. They know, on an age-appropriate level, that we're divorcing, but that we both love them. They understand the why, even if they don't like it. Laura doesn't work at the ad agency anymore. She quit shortly after I served her the papers. She's supposedly had no contact with Daniel since. She's been on forums and in therapy, reading everything she can to save the marriage. At first, I didn't understand how some people chose to stay with adulterers. But watching Laura try so hard to fix herself, I sort of get it now. She's not a monster. She's flawed, deeply flawed, and trying to be better. She's offered me everything under the sun just to have another chance. But I don't know if I've got it in me. The closer we get to finalizing this divorce, the more at peace I feel. We recently had a long conversation. Laura asked if I'd consider giving us another shot after the divorce. She even offered a post-nuptial agreement. I wasn't totally opposed to the idea, but it'd be a long, hard road, and I don't know how it would help either of us. Honestly, part of me wants this divorce out of pure justice. It's the only justice I'll get without stooping to her level. My mum and I made up after I shared more details about Laura's affair. Now she's furious at Laura. I don't even know how to navigate that tension. Let me rant a little. The revenge affair fear? It's driving Laura crazy. She's terrified that I'll cheat on her out of spite. And why? Because I still see Melissa occasionally. That insecurity in Laura is worse than ever. Melissa is younger, gorgeous, a model, runs her own business, and honestly, Laura's terrified of her. Laura gave me the whole two wrongs don't make a right speech, which of course is true, but the hypocrisy kills me. She's the one who cheated, yet she's scared of me doing the same. Every time I take the kids over to Melissa's, yes, our kids still see theirs, Laura spirals. She gets clingy, desperate. I've lost count of how many times she's tried to throw herself at me just to make sure I don't cheat back. It's infuriating. Cheaters are so selfish, so focused on their pain. Meanwhile, the betrayed ones have to carry the weight of everything, quietly, and clean up the mess. Daniel, he's still holed up in their vacation home, begging Melissa to take him back. Honestly, it brings me a sick sense of satisfaction watching him suffer. He hasn't threatened me. He knows I've got all the leverage. He avoids me completely when he visits his kids. Pathetic. Laura's been extra apologetic lately. She showers me with affection, constantly. I brush it off. I'm not in a good place. We have another therapy session today, and I feel like letting it all out. The pain, the betrayal, the rage. It's bubbling inside, and I don't know how much longer I can bottle it up. Update. Nothing too new, just a few developments. Looking back on all my posts, reading your messages, it's helped. A lot. During a recent therapy session, Laura asked me to give her a little more time to win me back. She had a million reasons why we should at least try. I told her straight, you're only trying because you got caught. You wouldn't be doing any of this if you were still sleeping with Daniel. She used to deflect, excuse, avoid. But this time, she was honest. She told me there's no excuse. that she acted on impulse, fed her ego, and ignored the consequences, that it was a fantasy never meant to last, that she regrets it every day and probably always will. She cried. She admitted she'd never forgive herself. She even said she could never compete with Melissa, that she believes Melissa has integrity, grace, and strength. And that scares her. And then she said something that surprised me. She asked if I felt emasculated by her affair. I told her, yes. And then she asked, would it help if you slept with someone else? What? She wasn't suggesting a revenge affair. She was suggesting a trial separation where I go explore and she stays faithful, waiting for me. I thought she was desperate before. This was something else. She claimed it wasn't an affair if we were separated and had rules in place. She said we were already getting divorced anyway, so why not let me experience the outside world first? I rejected the idea immediately. It was out of character, wild, and frankly, insulting. She's been weirdly calm the last few weeks. Different. Almost peaceful. Of course, I don't trust it. I can't afford to. Even though she says she doesn't want the divorce, she's been surprisingly generous about the terms. So far, it hasn't gotten nasty. Maybe that'll change. Maybe not. She claims she wants me to walk away with more because I've always been a great husband and father. I've stopped going to therapy with her. It was giving her false hope. She still tries to initiate sex, constantly. She barely did before all this, and now it's non-stop. At first, it annoyed me. Now, I see that she's trying to fix one of the things she broke. But I reject her every time. She says it's not about reconciliation. She just wants me to feel wanted. But honestly, it's too late. I've decided to pause contact with Melissa, at least for now. Things were starting to feel a little too personal. Maybe one of you was right. Maybe I was on the verge of a revenge affair, and I didn't even realize it until Melissa confessed her feelings. She told me she wanted to see where this connection between us might go, but only after my divorce was finalized. I didn't know how to respond, so we agreed to take a step back from each other for now until everything's settled. She's a beautiful woman, no doubt about that. But I don't know if I can return her feelings. I genuinely don't know how to handle it. And for the record, to those suggesting Melissa stayed away from her husband because of me, you're wrong. She was done with Daniel before I ever knew what was going on. Her decision to divorce him was hers alone. We don't sit around trashing our exes when we talk. We just supported each other during the worst moments of our lives. Funny enough, Daniel met me in person recently. He apologized, said he was sorry for everything that happened. He used to be arrogant, smug. Now, humble. Very different man. But I didn't accept his apology. Call me petty. I don't care. I don't give a damn about what he's going through. I have a question though. Maybe someone here can help. Is it wrong if I have sex with my wife, even if we're not reconciling? I miss intimacy. I miss the connection. And Laura, she's trying everything. Lingerie, sexting, love letters, physical affection every chance she gets. Sometimes it's hard to resist. She even threw out and burned everything in the house that had anything to do with Daniel, without me asking. She didn't want any reminders left behind. But still, I wonder, is this a trap? Am I being manipulated? Don't get me wrong. Yes, I've asked her to move out. No, she hasn't yet. It's just easier this way until the divorce is finalized. It's finally hit me. For a long time, I felt like I wasted the best years of my life on someone who didn't deserve them. But now, I'm realizing something else. She gave me great kids, beautiful memories, and for that, I'll always be grateful. But I can do better. I deserve better. She put me down, chose another man, invested herself emotionally and physically into someone else. And now that he's gone, now she wants to be the perfect wife. Now she says she wants me happy. Now she wants to give me everything in bed that she never gave before. The sex we used to have was fine, but now she's trying to give me what she gave him. Passion, energy, creativity, initiative. It hurts because it proves she could have all along. She just didn't choose to do it for me. Now she gives me space, supports my hobbies, respects my boundaries, tells me I'm a king. Where was all this before? She's brutally honest now too, about everything. Sometimes it's almost painful to watch. There's this constant look of shame in her eyes, like she's dying inside, like she'd give anything to undo it all. She hates herself for what she did, and when I brush her off, she crumbles a little more. It's hard to see, but it's necessary. Because no matter what she's doing now, I can't unsee what she did. People keep asking me, why not stay? Why not fight for this? Why not take the new version of her if she's really changing? And I have one answer. I will never accept disrespect again. Not from anyone. Not even from the woman I once loved more than anything. Maybe in the beginning I would have, but I woke up, and now I'm done. I planned to spend Christmas with the whole family, for the kids' sake. But after that, I'm done. No more mental games. No more back and forth. As for Laura, I'm done holding on to ideas of who she used to be. She's not my person anymore. She can still be a great mother. She deserves to be happy. But it will never, ever be with me. And yes, I called Melissa. Invited her to dinner after the holidays. Nothing romantic, just to thank her for supporting me through all of this. If something develops, so be it. But for now, it's just a simple dinner. For those saying I planned this with her from the start, you're wrong. I was too emotionally broken for that. This dinner isn't about revenge. But it's also a reminder that I have options. And one of those options was there all along. As for Daniel, I don't care. I don't think about him. I don't worry about him. I won't marry again. I've lost too much money in this process to ever believe in marriage the same way again. Sorry if I sound jaded, but I gave everything to someone who gave me nothing in return. So here I am, free. And finally, done. Laura's been crawling back in a bad way. Melissa's letting me handle it, but she's getting tired of my ex too. Did I mention Laura hates Melissa with a passion? I really thought she was changing for the better, but ever since I left her and showed affection to someone else, she's been a total train wreck. That's what I still can't wrap my head around. I treated her better than anyone ever had, and she treated me like garbage. But the second I say, F you, she starts doing backflips to win me back. I don't even know if I should be angry about it, or just pity her. Anyway, here's the real reason I'm here today. I'm worried about my daughter. For those new to my story, my ex-wife Laura had a 2-year affair with her boss, Daniel. During that time, she was emotionally abusive, constantly comparing me to him. Our intimacy plummeted. I blamed myself for everything, until the truth came out. I didn't leave immediately, but over time, I realized I couldn't stay. When she lied to me about a work weekend and went off with Daniel, I snapped. That's when I reached out to Melissa, Daniel's wife. We worked together to expose the affair and divorce them both. Our kids know, in an age-appropriate way. Mum broke a promise to Dad kind of talk. No graphic details. And while they understood, they didn't want the divorce, understandably. Laura begged for reconciliation. But I was done. I forgave her, yes, but I moved on. The financial damage wasn't too terrible. And soon after, Melissa and I slowly started something real. At first, it was casual. Now it's serious. If it weren't for her, I probably would have stayed with Laura, or worse. I make sure to talk to my kids a lot, especially about how they're handling everything. My son, 10, loves Melissa. My daughter, 15, is taking longer to adjust. She's mature though. She says she wants me to be happy and won't interfere in my relationship. We've had many deep talks about trust, boundaries, and healthy love. She seems okay, even supportive. Melissa and I are discreet. We don't put the kids in awkward situations. Her 2 daughters and my kids have been adjusting well. Everyone's in therapy, even Daniel for his own reasons. But my daughter's relationship with her mum, that's another story. The fallout from Laura's betrayal has strained their bond hard. My daughter openly says she hates her mother. Says if Laura hadn't done what she did, none of this would have happened. She sulks when it's Laura's turn for custody, avoids affection, and once cursed at her. That time, I stepped in and asked her to be respectful. She listened, but the tension is still there. There have been several arguments between them. It scares me, honestly. Laura is trying her best, but there's only so much she can do alone. She's asked for my help to rebuild the mother-daughter relationship. And yeah, I could throw the affair in her face, but I won't. That's not helping anyone now. Still, it makes me wonder if I did the right thing. Did I handle this the best way? Things I worry about. My daughter has no respect left for her mother. She misses the family we used to have, but doesn't know how badly Laura treated me. She's in therapy, but I don't know how much it's helping. I worry she feels powerless in all of this. I worry she's hiding deeper emotions. And I wonder if divorcing Laura may have truly messed up my kids. But I can't go back to that toxic marriage. I won't. Update. I know a lot of you were worried about me. I've seen the inboxes, the DMs. I've been away from Reddit and from any infidelity communities for a while. It still triggers me sometimes. But I'm doing okay. Not great, not perfect, but okay. Melissa and I, we're actually fantastic. If I had known a woman like her existed earlier in life, I would have gone looking. No joke. This is the healthiest relationship I've ever been in. Hands down. After everything Laura put me through, I didn't even know what healthy love looked like anymore. I doubted myself constantly. But Melissa, she's helped me through all of it. I love her, genuinely. She shows me I matter every day. No, we're not married, and I don't know if I ever will be again. But we're happy. We still keep things private with the kids, but they know we're dating. It wasn't easy at first, but now the kids are doing great. My daughter and son adore Melissa. She has a way with kids. Her daughters like me a lot more than they used to. Hell, her youngest even introduced me as her stepdad at a school event. That hit me like a truck, in a good way. Even my ex-wife Laura has made progress. She's working hard on her relationship with our daughter. I was honestly proud when my daughter told me she's starting to forgive her mum. They've both come a long way. That said, I don't think Laura has fully accepted that we're over. She hints at second chances, talks about trying again. She's going to the gym, still doing therapy, seems healthier, but I don't care anymore. That's her journey. I've made peace with mine. She and Melissa actually talk now. Melissa is cautious, of course, and rightly so. Daniel? Still a lost cause, money, ego, and no clue how to be a decent man. His kids hate his new girlfriend. Says she's materialistic and cold. I don't like her either. So yeah, we're doing better than okay. No fairy tale ending, but real happiness. It took a lot of pain, work and tears, but we're here now, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.